political prisoners. Say it with me. Free all political prisoners.
Free all political prisoners.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
From Palestine to the Philippines.
Free all political prisoners now.
Free all political prisoners now.
Hello everyone, my name is Wendy and I'm a member of Canada-Philippines Solidarity for Human Rights, or CPSHR. Thank you for continuing to come out every single week to speak up against the ongoing genocide in Palestine. Today, for the Learn Palestine series, I'm speaking with you about the people who are the political backbone of our movements around the world. Today, I'm speaking with you about political prisoners from Palestine to the Philippines. Political prisoners are often organizers who are strong leaders of the people, making them some of the biggest threats to capitalist and imperialist powers. Cowardly leaders imprison activists out of fear and hope that with their detention, people's movements will be demoralized and crushed. But this is not the case. Despite the repression from the U.S.-Israeli occupation, there is an unwavering spirit of resistance as the Palestinian people continue to fight against imperialism, settler colonialism, genocide, and apartheid. Say it with me, free all political prisoners now!
Free all political prisoners now!
We first want to celebrate the incredible wins of the Palestinian liberation movement. Last year, the powerful Palestinian leader Khalida Jarrar and teacher and activist Hadi al-Shatara were released from Israeli prison. This not only means a return to their families and loved ones, but the release of organizers strengthens the resistance as they are more able to arouse, organize, and mobilize the masses. The release of Palestinian prisoners from their unjust detainment is due first and foremost to the steadfastness of the people in Palestine. And the external conditions become more favorable because of the ongoing work of Palestinians in the diaspora, your support as Palestinian solidarity organizations, and our support as organizers in anti-imperialist coalitions like the International League of People's Struggle, or ILPS. We all help fight against the larger systemic imperialism that keeps the U.S.-Israeli occupation going. As the Palestinian youth movement says, freedom is not given, it is won. But as we speak, over 9,000 Palestinians, including hundreds of children, are still incarcerated in Israeli concentration camps. They are held with virtually no due process for unknown lengths of time in prisons that lack clean water and food, while facing various methods of physical and psychological torture. Shame!
Shame!
In the Philippines, hundreds of political prisoners also face these very same conditions. Shame!
Shame!
There are almost 700 political prisoners in the Philippines, including journalists, union organizers, indigenous land defenders, peasant organizers, many of whom are sick and elderly, and others who are youth and even children who are being detained for trumped-up charges, crimes they did not commit. But do Palestinian and Filipino political prisoners remain silent? No! No. Palestinians and Filipinos fight back, even while on the inside, by leading hunger strikes, organizing against their jailers, and teaching each other history and politics. One political prisoner is a student organizer, Layan Nasir, who recently has been imprisoned for the third time in 4 years. Say it with me, free Layan Nasir now!
Free Layan Nasir now!
Nasir is a member of St. Peter's Anglican Church in Birzeit, in the occupied West Bank, and a graduate of Birzeit University with a degree in nutrition, and would like to move on to serve her community, and is instead stuck in jail for the crime of defending human rights. Free Layan Nasir now!
Free Layan Nasir now!
She is beloved by her cellmates, who told lawyer Hassan Abadi about her kindness, recounting when she made a cake for a fellow prisoner's birthday despite lack of food and almost a complete ban on communication. Free Layan Nasir now!
Free Layan Nasir now!
CPSHR also calls for the release of Mauj Maga. Mauj is a Filipino jeepney driver, trade unionist who has devoted his life to defending the rights of workers and organizing for international solidarity with all oppressed peoples, including the people of Palestine. Free Mauj now!
Free Mauj now!
Recently, a member of our organization was able to go to the Philippines and visit Mauj in the detention center. We brought him gifts, including small artwork of kafaya, as they would not let him keep the kafaya we brought him. Mauj's work in his anti-imperialist union coalition, Kilusan Mayo Uno, or May 1st movement, includes fighting against the Israeli occupation through many activities, including organizing solidarity actions since their founding in 1980. During the visit, Mauj expressed to our members his solidarity with Palestine and against all imperial aggression. Free Mauj now!
Free Mauj now!
Mauj also continues to organize on the inside. Alongside his fellow political prisoners, Mauj has reshaped the prison population into organized bodies with elected representatives, and this has been able to achieve major wins, such as ensuring all Muslim prisoners are able to have access to a prayer room, ending the nightly padlocks on jail doors, and much more. We commend all political prisoners as they continue to build the people's movements, even while behind bars. Free Mauj now!
Free Mauj now!
Around the world, as the contradictions of imperialism heighten, the number of political prisoners is growing. We at Canada-Philippines Solidarity for Human Rights advocate for the release of all political prisoners globally, particularly the release of the almost 800 political prisoners currently incarcerated in the Philippines. People in the Philippines are imprisoned due to yet another US-backed puppet government similar to that of Israel. The Philippines enacts counterinsurgency programs that attempt to quell the National Democratic Revolution. Not only will the release of Filipino political prisoners bring partial justice to their years of wrongful detention, but their release would simultaneously bolster the ongoing revolution in the Philippines and bring benefits to revolutionary struggles around the world. This is because the reach of the US-backed Israel goes far beyond Palestine. The Philippines is the third largest buyer of Israeli arms in the world, after India and the US. Shame!
Shame!
This is one example of how inextricably linked the fight for a national democracy in the Philippines is to the fight for the liberation of Palestine. These US-Israeli weapons have fueled deadly military operations across the country. Drone strikes, artillery, and missile attacks have displaced tens of thousands of people. In the past 3 years of Marcos Jr.'s regime, Filipino organizers and civilians have faced over 800 arbitrary arrests, over 57,000 cases of indiscriminate bombings, over 70,000 cases of indiscriminate firing, and over 10 million counts of threat, harassment, and intimidation by the state. Shame!
Shame!
The Philippine government continues to strengthen its agricultural partnership with Israel, with Israeli companies active in poultry, cocoa, and other agribusiness projects across the Philippines, with plans for a demonstration at Agritech Hub to showcase Israeli technologies on Philippine soil. These so-called knowledge transfers are really fronts to take over Filipino and indigenous lands, making peasant farmers increasingly dependent on foreign technology and capital. The fight to stop the genocide in Palestine and end the Israeli occupation is wrapped up in ensuring the success of the ongoing National Democratic Revolution growing over the last 50 years in the Philippines, as winning this revolution would reverberate across the entire region and throughout the world. The wrongful arrests and detentions of powerful organizers from Palestine to the Philippines will only be stopped if we get organized against imperialism. We invite you to join an organization today, and we urge all people of conscience in so-called Canada to advocate for the release of all political prisoners. That's why we want everybody to take out your planners and mark your calendars for the People's Gala. Join us for a fundraiser dinner and show with the theme. Say it with me. Free all political prisoners!
Free all political prisoners!
This event highlights the struggle of political prisoners in the Philippines, especially at Mauj Maga, who has his 8th anniversary of incarceration on the day of the event. Plus, we will launch our e-petition to the House of Commons saying no to the recently signed military agreement between Canada and the Philippines, because we do not want our tax dollars sending Canadian military and weapons into the Philippines to further violate the human rights of Filipino people. Join us on February 22nd to honor political prisoners and fight for their release. 3/4 of the funds raised will go to the Center for Trade Union and Human Rights, CTUHR. CTUHR for life-saving work, especially for the release of union organizer political prisoners in the Philippines. So come on out Sunday, February 22nd from 5 to 9 p.m. at Emily Carr for a night of food, music, games, and solidarity for all ages. Say it with me. Free all political prisoners!
Free all political prisoners!
From Palestine to the Philippines!
From Palestine to the Philippines!
Free all political prisoners now!
Free all political prisoners now!
Thank you.